The movie begins in a bustling urban setting where we meet two main couples, Noelle and Audra, and Pete and Marnie. The narrative begins with Noelle and Pete engaging in an intimate conversation about their marital lives. Pete confides in Noelle about a troubling incident, hinting at a deep-seated dissatisfaction within his marriage. He candidly discusses the challenges that he faces in his physical relationship with Marnie, especially after becoming parents. Despite his efforts to rekindle the spark, Marnie seems disinterested, and Noelle, on the other hand, talks about his fulfilling relationship with Audra, although they've been trying to conceive a child for over a year without success. Simultaneously inside the house, Audra and Marnie were having their own heart-to-heart. Audra reveals a long-kept secret about her pregnancy during her high school years with her first boyfriend, Greg. Marnie, in turn, blames Noelle for their inability to conceive, suspecting fertility issues. That evening, Noelle and Audra share an intimate moment. Subsequently, Noelle offers to babysit Pete and Marnie's child, and meanwhile, Pete prepares to repeat the same secretive act with his wife. In the midst of this, Audra receives an unexpected Facebook message from her old college roommate, Holly. It's been nearly 12 years since they last spoke, and Holly's message indicates a desire to reconnect and resolve their past issues. Despite Noelle's encouragement, Audra was hesitant to meet Holly, suggesting unresolved feelings or a complicated past. The following morning during a routine run, Pete confesses to Noelle that he's repeated his secretive act. Noelle, concerned, urges Pete to stop. Pete then justifies his actions as a lesser evil compared to infidelity and questions Noelle about the possibility of him ever cheating on Audra. Noelle firmly denies such a possibility. However, Pete philosophically notes the unpredictability of human thought and action, hinting at the complex nature of relationships and the secrets that they hold.
Wait, hold on. Did you subscribe to our channel? Come on guys, you're here, you're watching the video. Help us out by hitting the subscribe button, as it really helps out me and my team to make more videos for you guys. And now, let's get back to the recap.
In the next scene, the story progresses to a morning breakfast with Audra after some contemplation, who decides to invite her old college roommate Holly to their home on Saturday. This decision sets the stage for a significant revelation that evening, as Audra opens up to Noelle about a secret chapter from her college days involving Holly. She confesses that they were more than just roommates. They shared a very intimate relationship. This revelation surprises Noelle, especially given Audra's current approach to their intimate life. Noelle probes about the extent of Audra's past experiences, and Audra briefly considers calling off the visit, but Noelle reassures her, suggesting that the past should remain just that. The following day, Noelle shares this unexpected turn of events with Pete, who finds the situation very intriguing. And despite Noelle's request to keep it confidential, he spills the beans to Marnie, who excitedly calls Audra to express her fascination with the news. This revelation leads to an awkward lunch gathering the next day, where the tension was very palpable until Audra addresses the elephant in the room. Acknowledging that everyone knows about her past with Holly, later that night, Pete, ever the provocateur, plants a wild idea in Noelle's head about having a threesome with Audra and Holly. Noelle was strongly opposed to the idea, insisting that Audra would never agree to such a thing. Pete, however, pushes the idea, arguing that Noelle should seize the moment before the responsibilities of parenthood consume him. On Saturday morning, the stress of the impending visit leads Audra to take a relaxing bath, and Noelle suggests that she should cancel the meeting if it's too stressful, but before they can decide, the doorbell rings. Audra panics, thinking that it's Holly and worrying that she's not prepared for the visit. Noelle, trying to calm her down, opens the door only to find Holly standing there. She surprises them further by requesting to take a shower and nap, explaining that she drove through the night in her eagerness to reunite. She comments on the house, noting that it fits her image of Audra's life in the suburbs with a very handsome husband. Holly then admits to Noelle her nervousness about meeting Audra again, setting the stage for a very emotionally charged reunion. Hours pass, and Audra becomes concerned that Holly hasn't come downstairs after her long rest. She ventures to the guest room to check on her and finds Holly asleep, partially unclothed. She then heads downstairs and, in a moment of spontaneity, suggests to Noelle that maybe they should be intimate. However, Noelle, mindful of the possibility of Holly walking in on them, decides to decline. That evening, with Holly still asleep, Audra decides it's time to wake her up. Their reunion was very tender and complex. In a heartfelt moment, Holly apologizes for past actions, and Audra acknowledges that Holly remains her dearest friend, and they exchange compliments and embrace. At dinner, Noel, unable to contain this newfound knowledge, reveals that he is aware of Audra and Holly's past intimate relationship. And this admission sets a new tone for the evening, and the conversation then shifts to Holly's current life, where she enthusiastically discusses her latest entrepreneurial venture in the edibles industry. She's apparently created a brand called Holly's Good and Baked, specializing in marijuana-infused treats. Noel and Audra are both surprised and curious about this unconventional business, and Holly, excited about her project, mentions that she's brought some samples with her, sparking Noel's interest, though Audra was hesitant to try them. As they delve deeper into Holly's life, she shares her experience with relationships, humorously noting her approachability, but admitting her current focus is on forming more meaningful connections rather than casual ones. When the topic of children comes up, Audra, masking their struggles with fertility, falsely claims that she and Noel aren't ready for kids, although they've been actively trying to conceive for about a year now. As the evening winds down, Holly offers to help with their dishes, but Audra, ever the gracious host, insists Holly relax and enjoy her status as a guest. As the evening progresses, the dynamics between the characters intensifies, and Noel, sensing the tension in the air, heads to the kitchen to speak with Audra. He gently nudges her to relax a bit, suggesting that she could be more welcoming and even more adventurous, perhaps by trying the edibles that Holly brought. And Audra, after some thought, agrees to his suggestion. Meanwhile, Noel finds Holly in the living room, dancing in a captivating manner. Approaching her, Noel candidly shares that his intimacy with Audra feels routine, and in a moment of hesitation, he awkwardly proposes the idea of a threesome. Holly, though intrigued, insists that such a venture would only be worthwhile if Audra is equally enthusiastic. She reminds Noel that her past intimacy with Audra happened because of their mutual desire. Their conversation is abruptly interrupted when Audra enters the room, and Holly, without hesitation, asks her directly if Noel is proposing a threesome. Audra is then completely taken aback and upset by this revelation, quickly leaving the room, followed by a concerned Noel. In the privacy of their bedroom, Audra and Noel engage in a heated argument, and Noel tries to justify his suggestion as an opportunity for an adventurous and temporary departure from their usual life. He apologizes and offers to ask Holly to leave, but Audra holds him responsible for the situation. She instructs him to make it clear to Holly that a threesome is not going to happen. Noel then returns to Holly, who admits to exposing his preposition because she sensed his panic. She inquires if she should speak with Audra, but Noel believes that it's best to act as if the conversation never happened. Intriguingly, Holly asserts from her past experience that Audra might actually be open to the idea of a threesome. When Audra rejoins them, the atmosphere remains tense, and Holly suggests that perhaps the best way to resolve the night would be for them to engage in a very intimate encounter. Audra, clearly uncomfortable, tries to divert the conversation and impulsively takes a large bite of the edibles. Holly reminisces about their fun college days and the meaningful lessons that she learned from Audra during their very close relationship, and she then goes on to credit Audra for being the right friend at the right time. Audra, reflecting on their past, admits that the end of their friendship was as much her doing as it was Holly's. This confession hints at unresolved feelings and a deep connection that still impacts the both of them. As the movie approaches its climax, the atmosphere among the characters becomes increasingly relaxed and uninhibited, particularly after consuming Holly's edibles. The trio then find themselves lounging around the swimming pool, with the effects of the edibles beginning to take hold. In a spontaneous moment, Holly decides to swim and undress before diving into the water. Noel then joins in a carefree spirit, playfully throwing Audra into the pool, and soon after, he jumps in as well. After their swim, they gather near the fireplace, continuing to indulge in the edibles. And it's here that Audra opens up about a deeply personal struggle. She reveals to Holly that despite their efforts, she and Noel have been unable to conceive a child. Holly responds with empathy, offering reassurance that it could still potentially happen in the future. The mood then shifts as Holly initiates a kiss with Audra, and soon, Noel becomes part of this intimate exchange as Holly alternates her affection between them. However, this moment of closeness is abruptly interrupted by the doorbell, and Pete arrives, and it's revealed that he's been caught in a compromising situation with his wife. Realizing that he's interrupted the threesome, Pete hastily enters the house to apologize, and he tries to explain his actions, but Marnie, his wife, is visibly upset and leaves the house, followed by Pete. With With Pete and Marnie gone, the three find themselves alone again and decide to proceed with their threesome. Post-intimacy, Audra confesses to Noelle that she was once in love with Holly. She recalls a painful period when they fought after Holly began seeing other people, and Holly in turn admits her deep affection for Audra, acknowledging her inability to handle those feelings in the past. Noelle, feeling left out and overwhelmed by these revelations, becomes angry and argues with them, and despite Holly's offer to spend the night together, Noelle insists that she sleep in the guest room, indicating his discomfort with the situation. After Holly departs, Noelle and Audra reconcile, and Audra shares another significant personal detail. She was pregnant in high school. This revelation suggests that her fertility isn't the issue in their current attempts to conceive, and Noelle surprises her with his own news, as he's been to a clinic and found out that he is also fertile. The next morning, Holly prepares breakfast for them before announcing her departure. The three then share a heartfelt hug, indicating a sense of closure and mutual understanding. The story then fast forwards to 6 months later, showing Pete and Marnie having worked through their marital issues, appearing rejuvenated in their relationship. The movie concludes with a joyful revelation. Audra is pregnant, and both couples are seen sharing in this happiness, symbolizing new beginnings and the enduring strength of their relationships. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. Make sure to leave me a like, leave a comment, also subscribe to my channel. I love you guys so much, and I promise to see you on my next recap. Bye!